Actually, as he was speaking that question, I was thinking, my next question will be beautiful to tie into that. So,
and we agreed.
Thank you. Funny, now I can remember what that was.
Get out.
Prior to coming here, my particular strategy for the law of attraction was to do everything to feel good. And I assumed that when contrast occurred, I immediately said, okay, well, this is what I want instead. And I tried to ignore that. And I thought I was pretty good at ignoring the thing that the contrast was. And I believed that if I continue to feel good, law of attraction says only things that will feel good will come to me. And
that's theoretically accurate, unless the thing that you're ignoring is remaining active in your vibration.
Well, this is what I wasn't quite sure about, because as I'm hearing you speak during this cruise, it's saying that these things are getting bigger and bigger and you actually have to start cleaning them up.
Well, it's not... by cleaning them up, we don't mean changing them. We mean changing your vibrational response
Understood.
to them. In other words, it's like tuning your... The best way of saying this is that every subject is wanted and unwanted, or some variance of it. Really wanted and really not wanted, or sort of wanted and sort of not wanted. In other words, it's always equally proportionate on either end of the wanted or not wanted scale.
Right.
So when you activate any subject, it has the very real potential, since it's a subject with a big range, it has the potential of vibrating where it really feels good or less good or less good or really, really bad. In other words, it has the potential. And your propensity for where you ring in on that subject has been practiced and established. So you might have a desire that's... And the thing that's most interesting is the things that you want the most, you often have a propensity to vibrate in an extreme opposite place. Doesn't that make sense when you think about this? So you have to train yourself into vibrational vicinity of what feels really good. That's why what we commonly say is reach for the best feeling thought you can find from where you are, the best feeling thought from where you are, the best feel, until you just sort of train yourself up the vibrational scale into compliance with as good as it can get so far.
I still seem to have some confusion on this.
For example?
Even if just thinking about the smoking thing, not that that's a big issue for me.
Well, then choose something that is.
Okay, I've been trying to manifest a partner. And what I decided to do, and remember you said there's two options. You can either try and clean up your vibration, which I was having trouble doing, or completely ignore it. So what I decided to do was ignore it and do nothing but rampages of appreciation every day.
All right,
non-stop.
now let's think about that. So let's say that there's a subject, and when you focus upon it, it takes you right out of the vortex.
Yes.
Because you have a habit of thought that's most comfortable that doesn't match what you want. So you think about it and it takes you out, and you think about it and it takes you out, and you think about it and it takes you out. And after a while, you're just tired of being out of the vortex. And you say, hey, this subject's not worth being out of the vortex. Mm-hmm. So I think I'll think about things that are very easy for me to get into the vortex about. Mm-hmm. So you think about that, in you go, and you think about that, and in you go, and you think about that, and in you go. And you stay long enough that you really begin to enjoy the way life treats you from inside the vortex.
Right.
So now you're feeling pretty frisky, but remember, you've got an active desire. It didn't go away. That, in other words, you want a partner. That partner that you want is in the vortex too. So now you're feeling good, and now you turn your attention, again, law of attraction will bring you whatever you're ready for, and so law of attraction brings you the subject up close by smoke wafting into your experience or whatever it is. So law of attraction brings you the experience, and now you feel you're starting to lose your connection, and out you go. So now you're in a better place than you've ever been before, because you were in the vortex and touching that subject. So now use any subject you can to get back into the vortex, and now consider that from inside the vortex. It's exactly the same thing when we do the focus wheel.
Well, that's how I was trying to do it. Because from what you said during this cruise, I've been doing focus wheels to get certain subjects taking me back into the vortex. However, I thought that if this subject, the universe knows that, let's say, when he does manifest, I'll feel good. So if I'm busy feeling good here, it'll organise the feeling good of him turning up. But really, you're kind of saying we have to clean all this stuff up the more we get into the vortex and feel good.
But what we are saying is you clean this stuff up by being in here. That's because you're not going out with a hose and holding tank antiseptic. In other words, you're not going out there and cleaning that up. You are in here, in the vortex, stabilizing your active vibration. It's not about cleaning up. Let's use new words. Okay. It's about retuning your habitual vibration.
But if I have, for example, I decided to do an experiment for 1 month. I would, for 1 month, stop thinking of anything that worried me. Any negative thoughts I'd immediately push away and say, look, it's only for 1 month, doesn't really matter. And all I did was appreciate and feel fabulous. I did that journaling, and I tell you, I felt magnificent bliss. Wonderful things did start coming to me continually, but to me there were the little things like fabulous service, great food, wonderful people around me. But the big things like my $1 billion and my gorgeous, sexy man just did not turn up. And I thought, well, if I'm in the vortex feeling so good, and you say that when you're in the vortex, things happen like that,
well,
I don't understand.
We also say that when you're in the vortex, the absence of things wanted does not occur to you. In other words, here's the misunderstanding that you have. And as we speak this here, it's going to help all of you a great deal. This vortex is an emotional state of beingness. It's not a place of havingness. In other words, it's an emotional state of beingness. It's your, in this moment, response to life. It's the merging of you and you. It's a vibrational state. It's an emotional state. It's not a place. It's not stuff. It's not relationships with others. It's the relationship with you. So it's a state of being. And we have to say to you that when you get chronically and consistently inside this emotional state, in this vibrational place where you are feeling so whole and so clear and so in alignment with who you are, there is no absence of wanted things. In other words, the reason you want that relationship is so you'll feel like this. And when you feel like this, the relationship becomes a non-issue. And that's the thing that sort of trips a lot of people up, is that they don't want the relationship to be a non-issue. And we say, yes, you do. You want the absence of the relationship to be a non-issue because you want to be able to achieve the emotional state of bliss regardless of the things that are going on around you. And when you chronically achieve that, then that's when the manifestations start sweeping into your experience. That's when your real life experience mimics or replicates your emotional experience. But when you clutter the two, when you confuse the two, when you think the vortex is the place where and we know, we have said those words. We say, get into the vortex where everything that you want is. But we want to clarify that by saying, get into the vortex where your emotional state of being is one of worthiness and confidence and completeness and certainty and stability and elation and passion. And when that is your habit of thought, when that is the way you feel, then out here in this real world that you live, all of the actualization that replicates that vibrational accomplishment must come to you. So what happens is you get in and you feel that way, and then you take score, and then you don't feel that way. So you get in and feel that way, and then you take score, and then you don't feel that way. So what we're wanting to assist you in no longer doing is taking score. What we really want is something that many of you resist. We want the vortex and the way it feels in the vortex to be enough for now, to be enough for now. It feels this, it's this much to feel this good. It's sort of like someone living in a rental and lamenting the fact that they don't own it. And we say, but look, no one else is trying to get their groceries in the refrigerator. No one else is trying to park their car in the garage. No one else is trying to get in the backyard and mow the lawn. That might be a good thing. In other words, accept the essence of this, and then however you want it to really play out in your life will be. But as long as there is a feeling of lack that is chronically active, then you can't get to there from there.
So does that mean if there's a feeling of lack at an unconscious level? Because I remember you said the unconscious levels don't play any part.
Well, nothing unconscious ever gives you an emotional response.
Right.
If you feel...
But if I'm not considering the subject at all, like I really did push it away and wasn't thinking about it, at least I thought I was, I don't understand if I'm feeling so great, why wouldn't it just turn up?
Because at the point that you said, why didn't it turn up, what are you doing?
Yeah, but that was a month later.
Well,
because many times I've heard you say to people that if you thought of something, pretty much if you're in alignment, stuff occurs.
Well, it depends on how you feel about it. You see, the subject that we're really talking about, and then we'll take a segment of refreshment. The subject that we're really talking about here is not what's going on over here in the vibrational reality. It's how, in conjunction with that, how often do I do that thing that I do that takes me out of it? In other words, taking score is for a while we said, we want you to want what you want and think about why you want it. Because when you think about why you want it, your vibration is usually less lackful. But when you start thinking about how it will come or when it will come or where it will come from, then you start doing that thing you do, which activates all of those vibrations that hold you apart from it, you see. So what you're saying is, so I found this place and I felt pretty blissful, but I did it with an ulterior motive. The reason I went to the vortex was...
But it also felt good, yes.
The reason I went to the vortex was to accomplish this, and when I looked around and I hadn't yet accomplished it, it threw me out of the vortex. And we say, there's your answer. Don't look around for the evidence. Don't do the vortex work in order to get the ulterior motive of getting the manifestation. Do the vortex work because it feels natural to feel good. Do the vortex work because that's alignment with who you are. Do the vortex work because that completes the 3-stage process, and then the manifestation will come. But if you introduce and then the manifestation will come before you have achieved complete vibrational alignment with it, then it spits you out, and then it's a never-ending process. I'm in the vortex, I'm pretty happy, where's my stuff? I'm out. Then I put more stuff in. I'm in the vortex, I feel pretty good, where's my stuff? I'm out. I'm in the vortex, I feel pretty good, where's my stuff? I'm out. I'm in the vortex, I feel pretty good, where's my stuff? I'm out. And so then you just make a sort of lifetime of that. How you doing?
Well, then that would be a really good thing to do a focus wheel on, I would think, and then that would stop me from doing that. Because I'm finding the focus wheel an amazing tool now that I understand it. Particularly when I was reminded by someone here that if you just spend the 17 seconds on that particular statement, another one comes, and then it really flows well. And I was amazed at how fabulous it felt.
We agree. Do that.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. Good time for a segment of the day.